What's up, everyone? This is Kronos, aka Adam, back with another AEW Week in Review. As I did last week, I'm not going to review Dynamite, aka Fyter Fest, as I already did that, and I will put a link at the end of the video. So I'm just going to be doing BTE and Dark for this week. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Social media is down there. And as I said, what I usually do is just recap and review everything that happened in the world of AEW. Usually it's BTE, it's Dark, and it is Dynamite. It's also very hot, so I apologize. So as I said, just going to do BTE and Dark, make it a quick one. And so yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go to BTE first. The title of this episode was Have a Good Summer. So we get kind of a continuation from last week when Brody Lee was pissed off at the Dark Order for messing up and not getting back to Hangman at the time because he thought that Hangman actually wanted to join the Dark Order. So he was calling Evil Uno. We get the other side of the call of Evil Uno getting the call and throwing papers in his face as instructed by Brody Lee. We get the Bucks and Cutler at the airport, and the Chili's is closed. Last week they were singing the Chili's Baby Back Ribs song, so obviously they were upset. We then get the Bucks at Daly's place showing the long lines for COVID testing. Matt getting into the ring, still nursing his back and his ribs. We get Private Party comes in saying they'll take the spot if he's actually hurt. He says no, he's not hurt. They call him a liar. They say it's not very Christian of him to lie like that. And then he pulls out an Old Faithful. He grabs him by the hand. He goes, "Where do you think you're going?" And if you are a fan of BTE, you know the history behind that. When the color scheme changes, it slows down, the voice gets more modulated. It was mostly with Flip Gordon when he would they would just beat up Flip Gordon. So we get the fortune teller bit, whatever his name is, Abraham Mendez, trying to be recruited by Reynolds and Silver, saying that he ends up telling them they don't know how to win. We get Bucks confronting Cutler and Avalon and putting them over about how they did a really good job in their tag match on last Dark against the Bucks. They give them the tag team pop quiz, and they're actually doing pretty well until Leva talks about cheating. So it's kind of funny. Obviously Cutler doesn't want them to cheat, but they can't help themselves. We get some more Cutler cam footage from last week's Dynamite. We see Kenny playing with a mop in the background, and Colt comes up behind him. The Bucks stop him, say that Kenny may bring back the cleaner gimmick. If you don't know, that was when Kenny was at his most evil and most ruthless, where he would carry a mop around. He had hair extensions, and he would just beat the shit out of everybody. They're saying that he's been wearing aviators, and he's been looking for hair extensions. So obviously Colt knows what that means. He starts to get a little shook because of last week. He said, Kenny warned him to not get in his face anymore because he's going to just beat the shit out of him. And if he does go back to the cleaner gimmick, Colt has no chance. So we get Reba dancing with Sunny Kiss on the side, and Britt yells at her to come back. So Hangman comes up to the Bucks, wants a Christian AF shirt, says it's controversial. And they're saying, why is it controversial? And he goes, you know what AF means? And they give a bunch of different reasons, except what it actually means. So they apparently don't know. We get some more Cutler cam footage. So we get Reynolds and Silver back trying to recruit the Best Friends and Cassidy after they lost the tag team title match. Then they said they got their newest recruit, and they bring in, it's Sue. It is Trent's mom, Sue. Trent is pissed off. They try to, get her to join the cult, takes her away. Chuck calls them spooky perverts. And then once again, they try to get Cassidy talking about Fast and Furious, and he knocks over their Kool-Aid slowly but surely again. We have Cass still using that weird voice with the Bucks. He walks off. Christopher Daniels comes in, says it must be Matt Hardy, like a Freaky Friday situation. When they start mentioning Matt Hardy, Nick turns into Merch Freak. He starts doing some tricks with Hardy, and they're changing clothes and different personalities of Matt. One funny thing is that you see them, they make them invisible even though you see them in the reflection of one of the mirrors, so it's pretty funny. We get Bucks, Kenny, and Hangman in a room. They may have lost in the race. They're talking kind of shoot. They're thinking that the camera's off, and they're saying, joking about kind of a play on what happened with with NXT, in which one of the members of Indus Shear on his Instagram live feed spoiled the ending of the Great American Bash. So, they said they may have lost in the ratings this week, but at least they didn't put up a spoiler on IG. They pretend to cut the camera off. Kenny and Hangman are talking shit on FTR. Kenny says he was wrong for the drink, spilling the drink. Matt says they're really coming together. Back with Hangman, obviously there's been a lot of tensions. Hangman says he loves them, but he just doesn't like them very much, and walks off. So I guess, they kind of come to an understanding that, when it comes to fighting together for a common cause, they will. But now, obviously, with this coming Fight for the Fallen, now that Hangman isn't technically part of the Elite, and it's going to be the 3-on-3 against Jurassic Express, we'll see if that causes some more tension. And then we're going to go into Dark. So we get, I guess, the re-debut, even though Brian Pillman Jr. Did wrestle in one of the, I believe it was the Casino Battle Royale, one of the first matches they had. But this is his first singles match. Obviously a lot of promise, obviously the lineage with his father. People have been talking him up a lot, that he has a lot of talent, even though he hasn't had a lot of experience. I think he only has like 2-3 years experience. So he goes up against Shawn Spears. Spears sent to the outside with a big drop kick. Tully out there trying to talk him down. Pillman tries a springboard from the outside, but Spears hits a drop kick. Spears stomps Pillman's head against the ramp steps. Pillman misses a top rope move. Spears ends up getting the C4 DVD for the win. Tully hands him the medal, put it in his glove, and then he goes over and he hits Pillman again. So that's his new shtick. He doesn't have it in his hand at the time, so when the ref checks it, but by the end of the match, either within the match or right after the match, he uses it on people. So we got Big Swole versus Raish Chanel. Chanel's she's weird. She walks weird. She was trying to be like a fashionista or something. It's a very weird gimmick. A lot of headlocks. Chanel escapes when Swole goes for a dirty dancing. Chanel with the sleeper choke on Swole, transition into a camel clutch variation. Britt Baker shows up, obviously watching because her and Swole have the ongoing rivalry. They start hitting some stiff shots. Huge headbutt by Swole. Swole with the blue thunder bomb, a knee strike, GTS, dirty dancing, pump kick, all in succession. It was actually pretty good for the win. Swole talks smack to Britt. Rebel drives the Rolls Royce away. So we get an Alex Marvez interview with Brandy and Allie, talking about last year's Fyter Fest when Brandy surprised her with Kong and cheated to win, and she admits, what she did was wrong. Obviously she said there needs to be second chances, so she's willing to give her a second chance if she gave her a second chance. They start to argue. Dustin comes in, tells Allie he's seen it and had it done to him all before, so he knows exactly what she's going to do. She's going to kick him in the balls and break his heart. But they'll stay together for now until there's a reason to break up. We get Kaz versus Luther. Kaz is also one of the few members with 19 wins. Could be part of the 20-win club. Arm drags by Kaz. Knee lift and leg lariat by Luther. Luther just looks sloppy out there. I don't know. I mean, if it's not a death match, I just don't see what he's been doing out there. He needs to be protected. And by protected, I mean not really doing much in his matches, like tag matches and whatnot. We got a victory roll by Kaz for the win. That was pretty much it. So Kaz now enters the 20-win club. We then get a preview for the night 2 of Fyter Fest for the 8-man tag. So we got by the heels. So we get Joe Alonzo, Brady Pierce, Tony Donati, Fabu Andre versus Butcher and the Blade and the Lucha Brothers. Pentagon with the Venom-like mask I actually thought was pretty cool. We get the Casadori double team bomb by the Luchas on Donati. Butcher and the Blade double team on Alonzo. Quadruple team on Alonzo for the win. It was just straight beatdown. There was not much else to say there. They had a tremendous match on Fyter Fest. If you didn't see it, I reviewed it. If you don't want to watch it, you can just look at my review, or watch it and look at my review. Either way, look at my review. So we get Orange Cassidy versus Will Hobbs. Will Hobbs is huge, dude. Cassidy with the Superman forearm for the win. Bang. That was it. Obviously showing that his aggressive side, and we get to see that a little bit again. Well, not a little bit, a lot against Chris Jericho in my, once again, Fyter Fest review, night 2. Okay, we get Michael Nakazawa versus Sean Dean. Naka goes for the oil right away. They can't get a headlock on each other. Tries to go for more oil, but Aubrey takes it, throws it into the stands. We get Nakazawa with the big spear. He falls, trying to take off his thong, and that much to the enjoyment of Taz and Excalibur. They're laughing at him. We get a TKO and a backstabber by Dean for a 2 count. Abdominal stretch by Nakazawa. He gets the thong in the face. Cuts to all the women who are in the crowd, and they're all grossed out. You know, they're all in from Fyter Fest, so they're all in their bikinis and whatnot, and they're, you know, just looking disgusted. He gets the thong on him again, pins him for the win. Just such a weird, gross move. We get Scorpio Sky versus Serpentico. A Sky with a big side Russian leg sweep for a 2 count. We get Arana that sends Sky to the outside. Serpentico follows with a super kick and throws Sky into the barricade. Sky counters a suplex with a brainbuster of his own. We get a hanging neck breaker for a 2 count. Springboard double stomp on Sky by Serpentico for a 2 count. Eventually, Scorpio Sky does get the TKO for the win. And he's got his own music now, so they're really going to be pushing Scorpio Sky. I can see that. You know, they haven't really talked about it much since they gave him that 2-part kind of video package. So we'll see what they end up doing here. And then the main event, we get Cutler versus Avalon versus the Dark Order. We start getting ads now for BTE, which I thought was interesting. One of the things that I actually really was cool was that Matt Jackson did a Instagram Q&A and actually answered one of my questions, and it was regarding whether or not we're going to make BTE more canon, because, you know, certain elements are canon, certain elements aren't. For instance, when they did the bit with Cutler, like they did with his contracts, they were going to give him something, and it turned out to be just a match between him and Avalon versus the Young Bucks, and he wasn't happy about it. But then on Dark, he acted surprised when he was told that he was going to be facing the Young Bucks. So it was like, you know, well, he already knew about it, so why is he acting shocked? I'll actually try to see if I can put up, right there, what the answer was. But it was pretty cool. I appreciated him answering me. It's always good, especially with social media. That's one of the benefits of social media, getting the ability to interact with people that you would never in a million years be able to interact with, whether they're, too famous, too far away. So, one of the beauties of it. Anyway, Dark Order out with Silver Reynolds 10-5. Avalon fakes to lie down to them, then hits a small package for a 2 count. We get double team on Grayson for a 2 count. Uranagi on Cutler by Grayson. Suplex, round kick combo on Cutler for a 2 count. We get an Arabian moonsault by Avalon for a 2 count. Leva grabs the ankle of Grayson. Avalon with the splash on Grayson when he tries to go after her. The rest of Dark Order come over, and Cutler with the huge springboard cannonball on all of them. We get a double Pele by Grayson. Liger Bomb on Avalon for a 2 count. Uno appears to have a wrist injury on the outside, so he's getting looked at. But eventually they hit the Nightfall backbreaker on Avalon for the win. So Dark Order looks strong. Obviously Cutler and Avalon lose again, what they do. That is it for my AEW weekend review. As I said, I'm going to have a link to my Fyter Fest Night 2 recap and review at the end of this. Stay at the end. Hint, hint. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Social media is down there. Enjoy the weather. It's been raining on and off, but still enjoy it. Be safe. Love each other, and bye now. Back with another edition of... My wife is mad at me because she says I don't have a sense of direction. So I packed up my stuff and write. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself? Because it was too tired. Yeah, too tired. Why can't a nose be 12 inches long? Because it'd be a foot. Although that joke really doesn't work because this. Anyway. I'll see myself out.